Assalamu alaikum. Hey guys, today let's learn homeostasis and blood glucose regulation. What's homeostasis? It is the body's way of keeping everything balanced, like temperature, water, glucose levels. Imagine it as your body's way of adjusting to keep things just right, whether you're resting or running. And several organs work together to keep you in this balance. It's like having a team that ensures you stay healthy and steady even if conditions around you change. So, what's homeostasis? The maintenance of a constant internal environment. And there you go, that's one mark in your past paper. Now, let's talk about blood glucose regulation. The control of the concentration of glucose in the blood is a very important part of homeostasis. Cells need a steady supply of glucose to allow them to respire. Without this, they cannot release the energy they need. Brain cells are especially dependent on glucose for respiration, and they die quite quickly if they are deprived of it. On the other hand, too much glucose in the blood is not good either. It can cause water to move out of the cells and into the blood by osmosis. This leaves the cells with too little water for them to carry out their normal metabolic processes. So, blood glucose concentration is controlled by hormones secreted by the pancreas. If the blood glucose concentration gets too high, for example, after you've eaten a heavy meal with a lot of sugar in it, the pancreas secrete a hormone called insulin. Insulin reduces the concentration of glucose in the blood. Insulin helps in the conversion of individual glucose molecules that are there in the blood, causing a higher concentration of blood into insoluble glycogen. And where is this glycogen stored? This is stored in the liver. Remember, never say insulin has converted glucose to glycogen because it's not that. Insulin is stimulating the enzymes in the liver cells to convert glucose to glycogen. This is another past paper question, so you have to be careful about it. What happens when the concentration of glucose drops in the blood? So when this happens, the pancreas they secrete glucagon. Now, what does glucagon do? Glucagon will signal the liver to release the stored glucose back into the bloodstream. So basically, glucagon is stimulating the enzymes to break down glycogen and release glucose into the blood. So this keeps your energy steady so you don't feel tired or dizzy. So, the secretion of insulin causes the liver to absorb glucose from the blood, which reduces its concentration. The liver can use up some of its glucose in respiration, breaking it down to carbon dioxide and water. It can also change some of it to glycogen, linking many glucose molecules together into a long chain to make glycogen molecules. These can be stored in the liver cells. The secretion of glucagon causes the liver to break down its glycogen stores. So the glucose molecules that are produced move out of the liver and into the blood, increasing the blood glucose concentration so that it goes back towards normal. So this is an example of negative feedback. So what happens in negative feedback? There is a set point. So the set point is a normal level that the system tries to maintain. So there is a measuring device that keeps track of whether the level is within the range of the set point. So if the level goes outside the set point, this triggers events to happen that bring the level back into line again. So these things do not happen instantaneously. For example, if your blood glucose concentration goes too high, it takes a short while for the cells in the pancreas to detect it. Then more time is needed for them to secrete insulin. For the insulin to get to the liver and for the liver to take up glucose from the blood, only then does the blood glucose concentration start to fall. This time lag means that the blood glucose concentration often goes up and down around the set point rather than staying absolutely steady. So, what is negative feedback? It's a mechanism that detects a move away from the set point and brings about actions that take the value back towards the set point. So, negative feedback is a process which stops the ongoing process. Now let's apply this concept to a real example. This is actually part of a past paper question from 2022. State the term for maintaining a constant internal environment by negative feedback. Now, can you all recall from the concept? Okay, so it is homeostasis. So there you go, you get 1 mark for that. You can answer any three of these. So you know that when a person has not eaten for a day, the blood glucose concentration drops. So blood glucose concentration is low or it decreases. So the pancreas, they detect this decrease and start releasing glucagon. So here you go, the second point, glucagon secretion or glucagon production starts off. And from where is this glucagon released? It's released from the pancreas. So you get the 3rd mark there. Now, what does the glucagon do? It stimulates the breakdown of glycogen to glucose, which is then released into the blood. So you get 3 marks for any of these 3 points. Another past paper question you could be asked with reference to the pancreas and the liver, describe the role of insulin in controlling blood glucose levels. So now you need to say what happens now. What happens when is insulin actually stimulated or is produced? So when the blood sugar level is high in the blood, pancreas secrete insulin. So this insulin passes in the bloodstream to the liver. It stimulates the liver. Never ever say that insulin converts or converts glucose to glycogen. No, it stimulates the liver to absorb glucose, converts glucose to glycogen. And here you can also give a reference to how there can be an increased respiration rate by the liver so that the blood sugar levels are brought to normal. Apart from this, you could also be asked a question which is integrated to other concepts like digestive system. Now, here you see insulin is a protein. Diabetics can control their blood sugar levels artificially by injecting insulin. Many medicines are swallowed as tablets. Explain. Now, the keyword here, explain, the command word, which means what and why. So what would happen to insulin in the stomach if it was swallowed as a tablet? So remember, in the stomach, we have these enzymes, which are proteases, which break down proteins. Now, they have given you the information, insulin is a protein. So what do you think would happen here? Since it's a 1 mark question, you can easily say that it can just get digested. It can be broken down by protease or pepsin. If you found this video helpful, then do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Join the journey and score some stars for more exciting videos. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.